Hi, in this video, I will go to demonstrate our web app. Uh, okay, let's start now. So, our web app has been hosted on the MRC instances, which are our servers. For the front end, it is running in Docker now. It is hosted in uh, instance named demo1, whose IP address is 172.26.131.13, and we published the containers port 80 to the host's port 8080, and this is the dashboard of our page. When entering this page, it shows a map of Australia, and um, when our mouse hovers a certain uh, state of Australia, some data are shown in the box. Uh, because we want to discuss some topics and their relationship between uh, the relationship between these topics and the income level of different areas. So we here display the income data of different states we collected from Orin. Uh, yeah, for example, Western Australia, we give the income level as 51 uh 515,328. Yeah, that's a very big value. Later we may be able to normalize it into a more reasonable range, but now it is just very big value. But when we move our mouse over different areas, we can show they have different uh, income level values. So let's move on. And in scenarios, we've got pie chart and bar chart. For pie chart, we have showed uh, the discuss level, or the how much certain topics are discussed on Twitter in each state. For example, this color, the darker blue, is for medical, and the green is for education. Taking Melbourne as an example, there are uh, majority of tweets that are talking about entertainment, and the minimum topic that is talked about is medical. And similarly, for Sydney, a lot of people are talking about environments on Twitter, and very few people are talking about transport. Um, and for bar chart, we've showed income and these topics discussion level in this bar chart. And as I have mentioned when I talked about the scenarios bar chart, or when I talked about the map at the very beginning, because the income level we have displayed them in a very big value, and uh, topic discussion level we have displayed them in some smaller values. So when they are displayed in the same bar charts, we can nearly only see the income level value. Um, but but in this bar chart, we can see that uh, the income distribution across different cities, these major cities we selected. So as the bar chart shows, the highest income uh, is in Melbourne, and the lowest is in Hobart. And when we deselect the income portion, income option, um, other topics discussion level become more clear to see. So in this bar chart now, we can see discussion level of different topics across different cities. And because there are more people living in Melbourne and Sydney and Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, or some cities like this, big cities, so the tweets we get uh, are more much more than the tweets we get in Darwin or Hobart. So uh, the values we get for these cities are much bigger than the ones we get for those cities. So yeah, this is also maybe a problem to solve in future. We can normalize them, so get a more reasonable distribution. But we can get some idea of these topics discussion levels across different cities. And uh, here we provide these 8 cities with each of them uh, uh, having 3 types of uh, charts. For example, let's take Melbourne as an example. Here we display the pie chart for Melbourne uh, of different topic discussions. Yeah, as they as shown in the all pie chart page, the entertainment is the main topic in Melbourne, and then maybe education and environment or transport, and the last one is medical. And yeah, we can deselect some topics and see other topics and their distribution. And for Melbourne, we also got a growth chart. For growth chart, we display the um, sentimental distribution of people's words about certain topics. So we've implemented some NLP, natural language processing, in our project to analyze if the city uh, thinks of a certain topic more positive or more negative. For example, yeah, in Melbourne, most of the topics we select have more neutral uh, uh, sentiment score. And then big, the second biggest portion is positive. So very few people think about these topics as negative. Uh, so taking education as an example, many people, more than half people think uh, uh, the education is not bad or not good, or they just don't have some emotional opinions about education. They are just neutral about that. And secondly, many people think, uh, yeah, education in Melbourne is pretty good, and very few people think about education is negative, is bad. And this is a rose chart for Melbourne. And then we've got a word cloud chart for Melbourne. For word cloud chart, we display the most posted words in tweets in this certain city. So, for example, in Melbourne, these words are posted on tweets the most often. So, like, good, Melbourne, love, back. These are Australia already, blah blah blah. These words are talked posted most frequently on tweets in Melbourne. And yeah, that's all charts about Melbourne, and the same is for Sydney. Yeah, as you can see, Sydney people care about environment very much. And let's move on to Perth. Just a quick look. Perth people care about entertainment as well, very much. This is the rose chart and word cloud for Hobart. Hobart rose chart. Hobart word cloud chart. I don't know what bun is, but it's very interesting to see this word appears the most often in tweets in Hobart. And then Darwin, which city uh, have very few tweets we collected. And it's interesting to notice that in Darwin, more than half people or more than half tweets are positive about environment. Maybe that's just a really good place, really nice environment. And word cloud chart and Canberra pie chart, Canberra rose chart, Canberra word cloud chart. Okay, so here I can see Canberra and Malaysia, very interesting, and Lock. Maybe it's because of, uh, you know, the lockdown due to COVID-19. And Brisbane pie chart, Brisbane rose chart, Brisbane word cloud chart, and finally, uh, Adelaide. Yeah. So, uh, as a if I need to conclude something, I would say that most these big cities they talk about entertainment the most on tweets, and that's expectable because Twitter is just a social media or a network uh, platform. So people tend to talk more about this topic, entertainment, on this platform after their work or after their study time. And second, second most talked uh, topic is always education for most of cities, because these big cities, they all have very good universities. I know, and maybe their education is pretty good. And yeah, and for Darwin, they think about their environment very highly, and for Sydney, they really care about their environment. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the environment is not that good, so they want to talk about that on Twitter more often. Yeah, that's the demo of our web app. Mm, this web app shows some data visualization of the data we collected from Twitter, and also some like this page, some data we collected from Orin, and uh, because this the purpose of this project is to compare or connect uh, the data we collected from Twitter and we collected from Orin uh, together to see and to get some interesting overview of Australian people's life.